Dear friends, I am glad to welcome you to my channel. Thank you to everyone who watches me, writes comments, and leaves likes. This is truly important to me. So, today I will need, in addition to a silicone mold, a plastic divider. I make it from a plastic box. I cut off a small strip, and I insert it into the silicone mold. I glue it with hot glue. I leave approximately 2/3 for the upper part and 1/3 for the lower part of my composition. Friends, I want to share some pleasant news with you. I received a set of pigment pastes for epoxy resin. Such a set is truly a profitable investment in creativity. I bought them once, and now I have the entire palette for any of my interesting ideas. First of all, I want to work with sea shades. Yes, I want to draw your attention to the fact that my window is always open. This is important when working with epoxy resin, so that the room is always well ventilated. I use medium viscosity resin, with a ratio of 2:1 from ArtLine. For the first stage, I will need 150 mg of resin and 75 mg of hardener. Be sure to use kitchen scales so the ratio of resin and hardener is correct. Pay attention to the color of the resin. Choose high-quality transparent resin without blue or yellow tint. For example, ArtLine resin is completely colorless thanks to its formula with ultraviolet protection. That is why it does not turn yellow over time. And another advantage is that it has a food safety certificate. Therefore, it can be safely used for plates, trays, and anything that comes into. My new set contains 30 shades. Pastel, neon, and classic colors, plus gold and silver. You can create any combinations. Everything looks harmonious, because all the colors are from the same series. These pastes mix very easily. You can see that there are no grains. The shades turned out very smooth, rich, and beautiful. I remind you that I will now be using sea shades. For this, I took turquoise, dark blue, light blue, and white. I pour them into the silicone mold one by one. Friends, be sure to write in the comments which city and country you are from. It is wonderful that we can communicate from different corners of the world. Oh, it seems my divider came unglued, and the resin started to leak into the other part of the silicone mold. I changed the level of the table so the resin could flow into the lower part of the silicone mold. And I return the resin back. With a heat gun, I blow the epoxy resin and create sea waves. I decided to press the divider with sticks so the resin would not flow into the other part of the mold. After 8 hours, the resin hardened, and I remove the plastic divider. Now I will try to get rid of the leaked resin. I need to achieve a fairly even horizon. I had to remove the epoxy resin from the silicone mold and remove a piece in this way. I remove the remaining sharp corner with 40 grit sandpaper. I return it to the silicone mold. In the next step, I will add other shades, pink, purple, and blue. I prepare the next batch of epoxy resin. Do not forget about protective equipment. 160 mg of resin and 80 mg of hardener. We mix everything thoroughly, scraping the walls of the cup. This is very important for the resin to cure properly. I pour the mixture into 3 cups. And I add the pigment pastes. Pink color, light blue pastel, a little bit of white, pastel purple color, I mix everything thoroughly, and I pour it into the silicone mold. Friends, write in the comments what language you speak, and I will add subtitles in your language. Look at the beautiful shades we got. I add the white color, the color of clouds, at the end. Since I removed the lower part from the silicone mold, most likely the liquid epoxy resin will flow underneath it. Therefore, I pressed it down with small bottles. I blow it with a heat gun. And I leave it to dry for 8 to 12 hours. The next day, I check how the epoxy resin has cured. Since the border between the sea and the sky turned out a little sharp, I sand it with 40 grit sandpaper. Friends, are my videos detailed enough for you? And if you still have questions, please write in the comments. I wipe off all the dust thoroughly with a damp cloth. With a felt tip marker, I sketch a pink flamingo. I want to create a composition where 2 flamingos look at each other, forming a heart shape in the center. With black acrylic paint, I draw the beak and eyes. I paint the flamingo with pastel pink color. My paints need about 1 hour to dry, and then I can proceed to the next stage. I decided to add several light brush strokes to give highlights to the sea. I I outline the flamingo with a thin liner. I add a little white acrylic on the beaks. When the paint's dried, I prepared the next batch of epoxy resin. 180 milligrams of resin and 90 milligrams of hardener. I mix it for 3 minutes, not intensively, to avoid forming a lot of bubbles. I pour it into the mold. I want a thin layer where I can secure the flowers. I spread the resin evenly so all parts are covered. I spray the epoxy resin with isopropyl alcohol 99.9%. I use dried flowers in pink shades. Rich pink gypsophila. I lay it out where the flamingo's body is. Light pink hydrangea. I use only the petals. I adjust everything with a stick. I also add small balls of stabilized ozothamnus. I add white transparent pebbles. I decorate the sea water with the pebbles. I leave it to dry for 8 to 12 hours. After the resin hardened, I prepare the final batch of epoxy resin. I make the last layer thicker. It will be 500 milligrams of resin and 250 milligrams of hardener. Be sure to scrape the walls of the container in which you mix the resin. Very often this is the reason the resin does not cure properly. We pour everything into the silicone mold. I also spray the surface with isopropyl alcohol. After the resin has hardened, we remove our tabletop from the silicone mold. The edge always turns out sharp, and you can cut yourself on it. Therefore, we definitely sand it. Even an ordinary nail file will work for this. Or sandpaper with 80, 60, or 40 grit. We remove all the dust. Put a towel or fabric on the table, so you do not scratch the tabletop when you attach the legs. Using a ruler, we mark the position of the legs. I use metal legs with a height of 4 to 5 centimeters. I glue them with ultra-strong adhesive. It can hold about 20 kilograms of weight. You can also apply another layer of epoxy resin on the backside. It will secure your legs even more firmly. This is the table I made. How do you like it, friends? Please write in the comments. It will make me very happy.